Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to see how an overly permissive Azure SAS token integrated with an application can lead to complete compromisation of Azure Blob Storage account, which can lead to supply chain attacks. So let's get started. Now let's first understand what is an Azure Blob Storage. In simple terms, it is a cloud storage used by many different companies to store files, large objects, and it is also scalable too. You'll often see very bulky files like JavaScript, images, PDFs are often fetched from CDNs and not from web servers. This enhances the speed and the performance of the website, but using cloud storage behind a server will again pose the same problem. That's why Azure features SAS tokens. A SAS token or shared access signature gives a temporary and controlled access to the Azure Blob Storage files. This helps to reduce the load on the application server. So let's understand this with the help of a diagram. Let's say a scenario where a user is requesting for a large file from the server. It could be a JavaScript file or a huge PDF. Now the server, which is integrated with the Azure Blob Storage where all files are stored, is requesting for that particular file. Now Azure Blob Storage is responding back to the application server, and now here the application server has to load that whole file into the memory in order to respond back to the user. This will spike the CPU utilization, the memory consumption, and give a delayed response to the user. In the another architecture where a user again requesting for the large file from the application server, but server, instead of responding the file, it is responding a simple blob storage URL with an SAS token. This SAS token will help the user to access that particular file from the Azure Blob Storage, and it will not put much load on the application server, and a user will get a faster experience using this architecture. So this way SAS token can simply enhance the performance of a web application if you integrate it with this architecture. Now let's understand the structure of a Azure Blob Storage URL with SAS token and its permission. So you see this example is a blob storage URL along with a SAS token. It starts off with the Azure storage account name. So this storage sample is a Azure storage account name. Then comes the subdomain of the Azure Blob Storage, that is blob.core.windows.net, container name, and then comes the file name. Then after this we have SAS token. SAS token has multiple parameters. This whole URL, when you'll open in a tab or a browser, you will simply able to fetch that file. So let's understand each of these parameters one by one. So SV is basically when this token was generated. So SR means scope where it can fetch the files. So B means blob. So this means it is specifically for a particular blob and not for the whole container or not for the whole storage account. When this SR value is, let's say C means container, then it can access the whole container, which can eventually give you access to all the files present on the container. Then the signature, and then comes multiple parameters like SP where you see the permissions. Let's see the permission in detail. So R means read, W means write, D means delete, L means list, A means add, C means create, U means update, and there are numerous resource type associated with these permission. The problem comes when the developers create the SAS token with very high permission, which can eventually compromise a whole storage account. So why do they actually do this? While integrating any service within any other service, it requires a really careful procedure, and if that doesn't followed by developers, it can create a lot of misconfiguration and security loopholes. That's why they don't want to dig deep into these security reasons and why they are being strictened and hardened for some specific cause, and that's why they'll create SAS token with very high permission. So they don't want to do the troubleshooting or debugging. They'll create a very overly permissive SAS token which will eventually work for everything. So that's the reason. Now let's see how we can exploit if an overly permissive SAS token is found exposed publicly somewhere, maybe in JavaScript or maybe in API response. Let's understand this with the help of an example where I'm using JSMon to scan a JavaScript of an organization. So when I entered the domain which I wanted to scan, now JSMon is extracting all the JavaScript URLs and it is scanning for sensitive keys and secrets present inside the JavaScript. It will also tell what kind of secrets it is and how much severe it is. So once the scan is completed, you can see there are two JavaScript files which was found on this particular target, and it detected that there is a Microsoft SAS token exposed in that JavaScript, and it also found that SAS token. You can also get that from the query data field. Now copy this SAS token value and go to your terminal to configure the Azure CLI to further exploit it. You can start off with exporting the Azure Blob Storage account and the Azure SAS token. This will save both of them into the terminal environment variable. Now you can see by the help of Azure Storage Blob list, I am able to list all the files present inside the blob. I have also uploaded a Jarvis op.txt file. That means I can also upload, overwrite and even delete the files present in the blob storage. So this way I am able to see whole metadata of any file present inside the blob storage. Now let's see how we can mitigate this issue. To mitigate this issue, the most important principle is enforcing least privilege. Whenever you are integrating any third-party service or Azure Blob Storage or any cloud service, you should always carefully create the signatures or API keys or the access key or secret key or client ID or client secret or even SAS token with minimalist permission which an application needs or a user needs. Always try to create the session tokens with a limited expiry. Always try to give the limited resource access. So if you want to give a user only a blob access, you should always set the access to blob and not to container or not to the Azure storage account. So this way you can simply mitigate this issue. There is another way which you can use is by using Azure front door with Azure Blob Storage. So in this diagram you are seeing that a client is accessing the front door and internally the front door is accessing the Azure storage. So client will never know that what is the Azure Blob Storage account name, and hence even if the client has overly permissive SAS token, it can never exploit. So these sensitive things should stay internally and it should not expose to any user. So this is all about Azure SAS token and its exploitation. Thank you all for watching this video.